We scored. Our penalty kill in the first.
It seemed like you made a lot of good offensive plays. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, I think the score was not out of hand, but in our favor for sure when we did. The second period, we had a really good second period. I'll add that to the list of things I liked. Our second period, we created a bunch of good chances, and I think with the score being what it was, they're a proud team, and they were playing that way in the third, and it was what it was. And from our perspective, I think we got outplayed in the third, but I liked the offense that we created. I would have liked to have seen us draw and earn a few more penalties. From our perspective, that's strictly on us. So things to build off of for sure.
And then after you gave up the early power play goal to get 2-1, the rest of the game was pretty easy.
Yeah, no, I thought we did a good job on a really strong, against a really strong power play. We had the puck on our stick. It was a win face-off. It ends up in our net. That's what Ferris does to you, even on the goal. We should have cleared a puck, and we ended up going down 5 against 3, which that's concerning, Kevin. But ultimately, it's ultimately they're kids, right? And it's emotion, and there's intensity, and you gotta play at a high level when as all that is going on. I was good with our penalty kill.
Did the rest of that 5-minute kill and then the minute of the 5-on-3 kind of help set the tone for you guys there? You stopped it at 2-1 and then early in the second half.
I think it did, Ryan. I think it did. And in hindsight, it must have. I mean, it gave us momentum, and it hurt them. And in terms of momentum, the vibe on the bench was about the same. It really didn't change after the kill. I think we were all concerned about our discipline. We'd taken 2 hitting from behind penalties within 5 minutes of each other. They both could have been 5-minute majors. That's just completely ridiculous on our part.
You mentioned before the season not getting too high, not getting too low. What's the message after a game like this to get them ready, square one tomorrow?
No different than any other Friday night when we win. You celebrate and you feel good about the night, and then you come back to work tomorrow. It's going to be a difficult game tomorrow. They're a proud team. They're a team that's won a bunch, and they're led by those guys that have done all that. So they're not going anywhere. This potentially is a long series, and we're going to have to bring the same urgency and intensity and focus and buying into a game plan as we did tonight. That's all there is to it. We have to be more disciplined in the first period than we were tonight. It's just, again, that's just all there is to it. And that'll be the focus as we go back tomorrow. But it wasn't, all that was said was, I'm going to continue coaching. We can't turn pucks over in a 6-1 game. And it was older guys doing it, trying to score again, trying to get more goals. That's something where we need the older guys to keep skating and not turn those pucks over. That's what was talked about. And tomorrow is going to be a typical Saturday. The message tomorrow will be we got to play the game the right way, which is ultimately the way we played tonight.
Chris, I don't want to put this emotion into your mouth. I'd like you to hear it from you if this is what you're feeling. It looks like the third period is kind of, for you, taken away some of the good feelings of the first and second. Would you agree with that?
Not the whole third period, the last 6 or 7 minutes, but again, that's because we've got older people in situations where they should cycle the puck down and make our opponent go 200 feet, and they cut that in half by turning the puck over, and that's all I'm saying is that was the message after the game. We're not going to stop coaching this team. In 6-1 games with 10 minutes to go in the third period, one team was pushing really hard and the other team's got their foot off the gas. That just seems to happen. I wish it didn't happen that way. We were the team with their foot off the gas and they were the team pushing. Again, they're a proud group and that's what they were playing for at that point. So I'm not, it's not taken away from anything. But the reality is it takes 2 games to win this series. We've been in this position before, losing the first game. This is far from over. So that's where my my stoic is, my emotion is, I'm happy we won. I thought we played well, and now we feel good about that tonight, and then we come back to work tomorrow.
You talk a little bit about, and I hear you about having the foot off the accelerator in the third. It looked like you had it on the accelerator in the first,
Mm-hmm.
and really punched it in the second.
Yeah.
Well, you talked a little bit about both of those. First, just getting off to the start you got off.
Well, we got off to a good start. I don't think the first 5 minutes were great. We were outshot 5-0, and
But your first shot.
Yeah, first shot. I mean, Merce hit the crossbar was our first shot. I mean, it doesn't count as a
Right.
shot on that. But Merce beat him clean and hit the crossbar within 3 minutes. It might have been his first shift.
Right.
But to have those 2 goals go in and be up 2-0, and you could feel it change and the momentum be on our side. And then we took 2 selfish penalties back to back, one from behind or one boarding and one from behind, and that really put us in a tough spot, and it stalled that momentum. We kill the first one off, and we're happy about that, and then all of a sudden we take another one, and now it's a 5, and they score right away. I mean, John, that could be. They score within the first minute of the 5-minute penalty. It could be 3 goals.
Exactly.
I mean, so it was a gutty kill. But the second, I thought we just took over in the second. I think pucks started to go in, but they were deserved. I mean, we deserved what we were getting. It wasn't I shouldn't say it wasn't turnovers. I don't know what it was, but we were. I thought we were hungry. We were skating. We were putting pucks north, and we were making a bunch of offensive plays, which Kevin and I talked about, which I thought was great. And then they were finding the net, so good for us on that. And like I say, the first 10 minutes of the third, I thought we defended great. It was 2 5-minute segments, pretty ho-hum, not much going on either way. And then all of a sudden we started to get a little loose with the puck, and I just don't like that as a coach, that's all.
Okay. Will you talk about that second period as a whole? Is that as good a period as this team has played this year?
It's probably close. I mean, we played we played some pretty good periods before. That's probably the most goals we've scored. I think it was 4 goals. I'm not positive. I don't have it in front of me, but under the circumstances, it was a pretty darn good period. It's up there, if not the best.
It was setting aside the 4 to think. I mean, they didn't score. They only had 3 chances. Yeah. Their first shot was with 4 or 5 minutes to go. I mean,
yeah, I got what you're saying. Yeah, no, it's up there for sure, that period.
Looked like you were matching Spezier's line and Rohauser and Walker against McIntyre.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
What about that group of 5 that you were?
Well, I think Mitchell, Spies, and Matt are the ultimate combination line in terms of they can do it all when they're right. They can check. They're top-notch penalty killers, and they're guys that can create offense and score. I mean, Matt obviously had one of those nights. Mitchell led our team in points. Sean is just a guy that, and that's not taking anything away from Mark and Smitty, because Mark and Smitty can defend anybody too, the way they both skate. But Sean can really skate, and he's a big-time defender, and and that's pure at a pure respect for that top group for Ferris. I mean, Mac and Mayhew and Van Wormer they're just top players, and that still leaves top players in Peffley and McDonald and Maloney for Smith and Friedman. So it's just us trying to put some of our players nose to nose with some of their top players.
Is Bayless out tomorrow night with?
I don't know. I haven't seen a box score. If it was a DQ or not.
But that's his 3rd game misconduct.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, then I guess he is. I was.
Yeah, he got the game misconduct.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not arguing with you.
No,
I just didn't know that.
I just wanted to make sure.
I didn't know that.
Matt, what were you pleased with in terms of what you did to score the goals tonight as a team, the offensive zone?
I just think we were hustling a lot more. I mean, those loose pucks, winning battles, creating scoring chances, and I mean, they're not winning any battles. They're going to be running around for a while in their D zone, and there's nothing they could do about it there for that game.
Matt, will you talk a little bit about getting off to a good start in this series? I mean, I don't know what you were expecting, but I think we're expecting tight, low-scoring games, and to get 2 goals bang bang on them, that has to set a nice tone, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I don't think they were ready for that. Those 2 goals, I think they kind of got shocked a little bit, and we just rolled on that momentum and just, I mean, there was nothing they could do. We were playing so good tonight.
Will you talk also along a similar vein in the second period, getting those goals to turn 2-1 into 5-1, and I would assume that was breathing room and relaxing room for you guys, right?
Yeah, it gave us we're a little more comfortable because we weren't stressing too much because that 5-on-3, that 5-4, that power play goal they had, that 2-0 lead went to 2-1. That kind of got a little more stressful, but getting those goals in the second, they were really good for us.
Even though those goals took a little bit of the stress away, did you feel like the momentum from the penalty kill after you gave up the goal kind of got the momentum back in your favor?
Yeah, I mean, they scored that goal, I think, real early into that 5-minute penalty. So after we killed off the rest of that, we were still feeling good, even though we did give up that one.
What did you like about what you guys were doing on the penalty kill after you did give up that one to kill off the rest of the 5 minute and then the 1 minute of the 5-on-3 at the end of it?
I think our clears are a lot better. I think, yeah, when we don't clear the puck, they get a lot of chances, and that's just bad. So when we clear pucks, they don't get any scoring chances off that. That's huge for us.
How do you feel about where your game's at right now?
Oh, it's finally good to put some points on the board. Cause I was struggling quite a bit this year for points, but I mean, not even now. It's just playing better hockey for me personally, and then playing better hockey. Just things just came after that. I wasn't trying to do anything special. I was just trying to play hard, and because for me, I'm a senior. These games can be my last, so I really want to put everything I got into them.
What do you like about what you're doing now in terms of the way you're playing individually?
Winning pucks, or winning races to loose pucks. I mean, I got in there and I just beat guys to the pucks and just took control of the ozone, and there's nothing they could do about it.
How would you characterize your senior year individually?
It's been a long battle. I mean, I don't necessarily thought I played battle all the time. I just wasn't putting up the production that I wanted to. But playoffs is a new season, so I want to get going on the right foot like I did tonight.
Obviously, fans are going to love 6-1. We just had Coach Bergeron in here, and you know him better than we do. You can imagine he was a little more tight-lipped about 6-1 wasn't as exciting to him as it was to fans. As a player, where do you sit on this? I mean, is this exciting? Is this? We know we still have work to do. Where are you at on this?
I mean, I had a blast tonight. I mean, I don't know what else you can say, but I think that third period we got kind of sloppy out there and kind of got into some bad habits of things we don't want to do, and we don't want to carry that over to tomorrow because we'll be into trouble. So I think we got to get back to playing like we did in the first and second period and not the third.
Yeah, even though you're contributing with the penalty kill when you're not scoring, how do you continue to have confidence?
I mean, it's always a tough battle. I just want to try to work as hard as I can and just battle through it. I mean, I know my teammates are there to pick me up. I mean, I'm not going to have a good game, but like Kevin had last week, he had a good game, or Mitch, or Speege, or Nell, or anybody's going to have a good game. But it's just kind of finally for my time to do a little bit of my part for the team.
And then you guys were matched against Mayhew's tonight. Do you like a challenge like that where you're going against them?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Coach told us before the game that these are their best guys and they're good players. I mean, no doubt. So for us to do what we did tonight against those guys is pretty good.
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry, one more. Will you talk a little bit about the second period? I asked Coach if that was the best period this team has played this year. How would you answer that? Would you say it is?
I would say it is. I mean, especially in the playoffs to play that good in a period against a team like that, no doubt it's a great time to play good hockey like that.
Okay. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.